Hey there, friends. Welcome back to my channel. Shalita here. You guys, I don't know if anybody noticed. I don't know if anyone was paying attention, but your girl did not do a October TBR video. For the month of October, I was just flying blind. I told myself, girl, just let the books come to you. Just let it flow naturally. That did not work for me. that did not work at all. I think I had some arcs that I was working on arcs for October? I was working on some arcs for October. I didn't even get those finished. And I think that's kind of what maybe like threw me off. I think in my mind, I was saying to myself, hey, you have these arcs. Let's not set any plans in stone. Let's do the arcs, and just whatever else comes to us, we'll just read whatever we're in the mood for. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I read some good things, but I think I was just doing too much. Honestly, I think I was doing too much. So for this video, your girl needs a little structure. So this is a two-part video. Okay, we're gonna talk about the books that I did read. I did read some good books. I did give me a 5-star reading. I think this one would, yeah. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Slow down, Shalita. We're gonna talk about the books that I did read. I only read 4 books, which for me isn't necessarily bad. I think I average around 5 to 6 books a month, so 4 is not bad. And then we're gonna smash the TBR video in here. We're gonna give ourselves some structure. Anyway, so we're gonna go back to the old faithful wheel spinning, the spinning wheel, random number generator. We're gonna let fate decide for us what we are reading this month, or at least let fate give me some options to choose from. So that sounds good to you all. Stick around if you have not done so already. You know, like, comment, and subscribe. Come back. I promise I'm a good time. I don't bite. You know, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. You know, stick around. Also, forgive the lighting. The lighting is a little shite today. It has been like raining off and on all day. I did not feel like hauling the box lights up from downstairs, so I got a little ring light back there. You probably seen a glare in the lenses because my glasses are thick as hell and I can't see without them. So here we are. All right, so let's get into these reads. Let's talk about what we read in October. So the first book that I read in October is from none other than one of our own guys, one of our own bookish babes, one of our own little book besties. You Never Know by Miss Raina Swan, aka Big Raggedy. So you guys, I'm so proud of Raina. I am glad to say that, you know, I got my pre-order in, so as soon as that book dropped, it dropped to my Kindle. So this is a mystery thriller. It's a novella, so honestly, go out there, get it. You know, it's on Amazon. You can download it to your Kindle. I think it was about $5. So check it out. It's a quick read. This is a thriller. Like it's got a lot of suspense to it. So our main character is Ayana. She's like this, I think she's in college. So college age girl. Her and her mom have a pretty like tense relationship. Her mom is like this badass, high-powered defense attorney. And baby, she's not just taking any old regular smegular cases. She's not some you know, public defender. She's defending those criminals out there, you know, who got that money, got that bread. You know, because of her line of work, her and her daughter, you know, her and our main character, Ayana, they don't necessarily see eye to eye. You know, they have, you know, Ayana's got her morals and things like that. You know, she don't necessarily agree with her mom's career. So we have the issues with her mom, her relationship with her mom, and then she is going through this, or has gone through this, you know, pretty tumultuous breakup. Ayana starts getting like creepy text messages, starts getting these random weird ass gifts. They're not signed with anybody's name, you know, and they have these cryptic messages. Stuff starts getting real weird, real creepy, real sinister. This book was good. This is a good time. And I don't read a whole lot of novellas, but she managed to pack in so much tension and suspense, and it just had you were thinking one thing, you were thinking, okay, this is the stalker, this is the bad guy, and then you get to the end and she hits you with this twist and you're like, well damn girl, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. I will say this, little Miss Swine, Miss Raina Swine said that we're not getting a book 2, but ma'am, the way that book ended, oh, she could definitely give us a book 2. Cause with that ending, I have questions. Like, I need more, Raina. I feel like I have faith in you. I have faith in you, sis. I have faith that you could pump us out a second one. Follow up, you know, a special chapter or something like that. You know, you can just send that out as a, you know, little email in a newsletter, just a little follow-up to let us know what happened. Cause yeah, that ending definitely left the door open to some possibilities. The next book, now y'all, this book, I listened to it. I listened to the audiobook, and y'all, I need to go out and get the physical book, and there is a sequel to it, so I need to get the sequel like immediately. This was a 5-star read for me, and it is a book that I feel like I want to read again next year. You know, same time, same station. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a reread for me, and maybe even like a reread every fall. I don't know. I know you're like, damn, Shalita, shut up. What's the name of the book? Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. I always say her name wrong. Honey and Spice by Bolu I'm messing it up. Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. Y'all, I probably tripped over that like 4 times. Babalola. Okay, got it now. Y'all, this book was so good. First of all, when you're reading it and you're listening to it, it just, I don't know, this warmth just came over me. This nostalgia for like the 90s, the early 2000s, you know, like, you know, black romance movies, black rom-coms, but, you know, R&B music at that time. It just felt like, I don't know, it felt like the culture, baby. It felt like this was, you know, this was for us, by us. It was so the book has almost left me speechless. But it was just such a vibe, and it was such a good vibe. This made me feel all warm and tingly inside, okay? This is romance, okay? This book follows our main characters, Kiki and Malachi. This is set at a college in the UK. So it's a predominantly white college, and then you have, you know, our main characters who are of Nigerian descent. Kiki is just this strong, independent black woman, and she calls it like she sees it. You know, a spade is a spade, baby. She's gonna tell it like it is. She doesn't bite her tongue, and you know, she knows what she wants out of life, and she's gonna tell you. You know, she gonna put you in your place. She pulls no punches. This girl is highly intelligent and just very assertive. She's found a way to build like a sense of community on this campus that's, you know, this is a predominantly white institution, and she and others have found a way to carve a niche out, you know, carve a space in a community for Black people on this campus. And specifically, you know, she has found a way to use her platform to bring together Black women and uplift Black women. That is until, you know, okay, so wait, so back it up. So her platform being, she does like a podcast, a radio show for the school, or at the school, that is, you know, for Black women, you know, made by Black women for Black women. She talks a lot about relationships, about, you know, culture, plays, you know, 90s music, you know. She sets a vibe on the campus. That is until some of the girls on campus start fighting over this little young man. And it turns out that little young man is Malachi. These two end up finding themselves in a fake dating situation, but you know how these fake dating situations go. They start catching feelings, but it is so cute to watch their relationship blossom, because they're so cute together. The way that they, you know, joke and tease, you know, the banter between each other. They're like, you know, they're fake dating, but they become friends. And then, you know, there's that undercurrent there, though, that you can tell that they both like each other, but, you know, they're hesitant to really voice that, because one, you know, there's a lot on the line. You know, this fake dating is for a purpose. And two, you know, they're becoming friends, and they don't want to ruin that. This is an excellent read. It is much like Kennedy Ryan's books, where you're getting more than just a love story. You know, we have the romance aspect, but you're also seeing issues addressed in here, like racism, especially the culture on a predominantly white campus, and what that's like to be a Black person on, you know, at an institution, you know, at a predominantly white institution, and the microaggressions and things like that. It focuses on female friendships and how to navigate those, you know, in your adult life. It talks about, you know, empowering women, you know, especially, you know, Black women, empowering each other and coming together as a community. Y'all know Jake and Naya from How to Fail at Flirting is like, that's my #1 favorite book couple. Malachi and Kiki, they're gunning for that top spot. Definitely at least #2 favorite book couple. Love this book. If you have not read it, please go out and read it. It is so good. Highly recommend it. The next book that I read was Lore of the Wilds by Annalisa Brana. Now, I do own this physically, but I listened to the audiobook. Shout out to Libby. This is a cozy fantasy with an all-Black cast, full of culture, baby. So this is about our main female character is Lore. Lore is a human who is basically living in a world that is run and controlled by the Fae. This book also, I see a lot of symbolism, a lot of parallels to our world. You know, there's issues of poverty addressed in this, racism, you know, classism, colorism. You know, you got your light Fae, you got your dark Fae. And not necessarily in respect to, you know, the color of their skin, but is in like their abilities. You know, we have light Fae who are capable of this and that, dark Fae who are capable of this, that, and the other. You know, the Fae look down upon humans. They're like, humans are scum. They're the, you know, they're, you know, trash on the bottom of their shoes type situation. You know, the Fae have absolutely no respect, no regard for humans. So Lore, she helps her I guess her aunt and her uncle. They have like a little, I guess like a little gift shop, a little antique shop type situation. And one day this Fae comes in there, this Fae Lord comes in there, and he learns that Lore and her uncle, they can read, you know, Fae text, you know. And they're all thinking, you know, like, oh, like, humans can't read, you know, humans are dumb. But he's like, hey, wait a minute, you can read, you know, Fae writing or whatever. So she's like, oh yeah, my uncle taught me. So this Fae Lord makes a proposition to Lore. Like, hey, got this library, right? No Fae has been able to enter this. If you'll come with us, you know, come stay at this palace or whatever, come to this library, go in there, catalog these books, set aside any books that have anything to do with magic, you know, help us out. We'll, you know, well, what do you want? We'll reward you. I can't even get it out. We will reward you for your work. So she's like, all right, well, you know, I need, you know, our village, we just got hit with an earthquake. You know, we need this. We need help. You know, we need help rebuilding. So it's like, all right, cool, bet, deal. So Lore sets out on this adventure to get into this library with these ancient Fae texts that no Fae can enter because it's cursed. It's like a cursed library. I mean, it's gotta be a reason, right? It feels so cozy in the beginning. At first I thought, oh, well, this is feeling more like is this young adult? Because this is pretty cozy. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of action happening, and she was spending a whole lot of time in the library, and it just felt so nice and sweet and cozy. And, you know, then the story kind of progressed, and we got to the spicy scene. I was like, okay, baby, yeah, this is not young adult. No, this is not young adult. This is spicy. This is for the grown up. This was a good read. Like I said, low action, cozy vibes. You know, some action does start popping off at the end, but this is definitely a fantasy with, like I said, with some parallels to our world and our history. Okay, so a good read. The last book that I read this month was Do You Take This Man by Denise Williams. This is another audiobook for me. Y'all know how I feel about Denise Williams. I love her down. This is my favorite rom-com writer. So this book is, I think most of her novels are interracial couples. So, and the main characters, you know, it's a black female, white male. So we have our main characters, RJ. Yes, RJ is our female character, and then Lear is our male character. So RJ is she's a lawyer, but she also does weddings on the side. She's a wedding officiant on the side, and a pretty popular one on social media apparently. And then we have Lear, who is, I think he's like a former sports agent. He was involved in the sports world to some extent. But he's left that career behind, and he is coming to help his cousin, coming to work for her wedding planning business. So him and RJ cross paths, and unfortunately they do not have a meet cute. They actually kind of like run into each other, and it's ugly. It's an ugly situation. So this is kind of like a enemies to lovers, hate to love situation / workplace romance. If you're into tropes, you know, those are maybe the tropes that I would throw around for this. This was, you know, the banter was there, fun time. The spice was there. This was really spicy. It probably, you know, there's folks out there who read spicy books who probably like, that's nothing. It was pretty spicy, but not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but, you know, these folks had a lot of, you know, like, they might not have got along. They might have been at each other's throats every now and again, but baby, the sexual chemistry between them was just undeniable. And as Denise Williams tends to do, we get some glimpses at characters from some of her other books. So you get those little Easter eggs, those little connections between characters, between the books, which I absolutely love. All right, so those are the 4 books that I read this month. Have you all read any of these? Let me know down in the comments. We're gonna do our handy dandy little wheel spinny here. Spinny. Okay, so our wheel is from 1 through 90. I've got 90 unread books on my shelf here. So have you all decided on your November TBR? What are you planning to read next month? Let me know down in the comments. All right, so got my list here. List is pulled up. You probably can't see it because there's a glare. Just trust me, I'm not lying to you. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Per usual, I'm gonna pick 10 books. We know that I have not read 10 books in a month. It just hasn't happened. That's not, I don't read that fast. But I like to pick 10 books to give myself some wiggle room. All right, first pick. Hit the spinner. It's spinning. Y'all, the trees are really blowing outside and I'm like, do I need to be concerned? All right, what we got? All right, 63. Oh, okay, honey. All right, number 63 is Celestial Bodies, and this is by R.A. Moreau. This is a fantasy. I'm not sure if it's a romantasy. I don't know a whole lot about it, but apparently we have a league of assassins in this, and our main character is set out on a mission to eliminate a target, and it sounds like she gonna bite off more than she could chew, possibly. So this ought to be a good one. I'm moving on. All right, here we go. It's spinning. I mean, somebody's in a good mood, and apparently it's the spinner here. 56. What is 56? Oh, this one I have been wanting to read. Yes, break my damn heart. Hold My Girl by Charlene Carr. Y'all, I have been wanting to read this. This is fiction. This sounds like a very heartbreaking story. We have two different women. Both go to a fertility specialist. One has a child. Turns out that the baby she gives birth to is actually not hers biologically. It's because that baby was actually born from the eggs of the other woman. So this sounds like it's going to be heartbreaking. Sounds like there's going to be some maybe some courtroom drama in this. And the question is, who does this, what makes a mother? Who does this child belong to? Who? I don't know. It sounds heartbreaking. I'm a mom, so I just know. I know this is gonna tear me up, and I am anxious to read this. All right, so we got 2. Let's go. 8 more to go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm really trying to film because once Bae comes home, this man comes in. There's always he's playing music all loud on his phone. I got time for that. 59. Can y'all see that? I ain't even been holding it up close enough for y'all to see. 59. All right. 59. Don't try to talk about my singing, y'all. When the spirit moves you, the spirit moves you. All right, 59. Okay. Here we go. We got another fiction pick. Okay. This motherless. Here we go. Here we go again. This Motherless Land by Nikki May. So this book, this is fiction, contemporary fiction. This book follows 2 cousins. One lives in Nigeria, one lives in England. tragedy strikes, and the cousin that lives in Nigeria has to go to England to move to live with her family there. And it's a culture shock. Her one saving grace is her cousin. She forms this bond with her cousin Liv. So her and Liv are completely different people, right? So, but Liv is more free-spirited and outgoing, and they form this bond. Something happens that ends up, fracturing that bond, and Funky goes to the US. Second tragedy happens and they come back together. So I think this book is going to deal heavily with, family drama, family dynamics, family dysfunction, and relationships and bonds between these two cousins. I don't think I've read a whole lot of fiction this year, so I definitely need to read some more. I did read, what did I read last month? Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. So, but other than that, I don't think I've read a whole lot of fiction this year. So, need to get on that. Need to improve that. And so what y'all doing today? Today's Thursday. What y'all doing today? Anybody else home? Anybody else off from work today? All right. We get 84. Ooh, okay. We got a fantasy pick. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a whole lot about this one. I just know that Kalila D raved about it. Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. So, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this. I know that it is fantasy. I know that Kalila D raved about it, tore her up. So, let's see. Let's do a quick rundown. It says, Siona has devoted every waking moment to the study of magic, fueled by a mad desire to achieve the impossible, to be the first woman ever admitted to the High Magistracy and the University of Magics and Industry. When Siona finally passes the qualifying exam and becomes a high mage, she finds her challenges have just begun. Her new colleagues are determined to make her feel unwelcome, and instead of a qualified lab assistant, they give her a janitor. What neither Siona nor her peers realize is that her taciturn assistant was not always a janitor. Baby, you can't judge a book by the cover. 10 years ago, he was a nomadic hunter who lost his family on their perilous journey from the wild plains to the city. But now he sees the opportunity to understand the forces that decimated his tribe, drove him from his homeland, and keep the privileged in power. Oh, baby, he about to get a little revenge. At first, mage and outsider have a factitious relationship, but working together, they uncover an ancient secret that could change the course of magic forever, if it doesn't get them killed first. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Those wings. All right, let's see what we got. All right, what we get? 73. Yo, what's up with all these high numbers? Ooh. This is literally like, don't get me wrong, most of these authors on these shelves are probably new to me, but I had never heard of this author until I think I saw like an ad on Instagram. And then next thing I know, it was the book in my Satisfaction book subscription. It's I Live to Serve the Witch by Jackie I. Y'all have to go to Instagram and look this author up. She is just the cutest thing. She really is. So this book, this definitely, like when I read the description of it, this gives kind of like Cinderella vibes. So our main character, like I said, she lives to serve the witch, right? So she does everything, anything and everything this witch tells her to do. All kinds of grunt work, but at the same time, the witch really isn't really teaching her magic. Like our main character host. What's our main character's name? Ceciline. Yeah, Ceciline's like, hey, putting all this work for this witch in hopes of one day, of her helping her and teaching her the craft. But the witch really ain't trying to give up no secrets, baby. She ain't trying to give up the secret recipe. And then one day, this stranger comes knocking at the door. And this stranger's gonna open up a whole new world for her. So this should be a good read. Look at those sprayed edges, y'all. Cute. All right. And that looks like a short read too. Like I could probably, like I know that it's the end, it's like, you know, end of October. Most people are probably gonna be done with like spooky reads, but baby, I can read spooky all year long. I just can't. And don't get me wrong, September, October, you know, those are like key months for like reading, you know, fall-ish spooky books. You know, it's an aesthetic. It's a vibe. But I can read it all year long. I don't care. All right. All right, we got 34. All right, 34. Get some cold cuts. No, that's 44. Not 34. Whatever. All right, 34. Oh, now this one has been sitting on my shelf for quite some time. Quite some time. And she a thick mama. The Familiar. I almost dropped my iPad. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Now, Leigh Bardugo is like another author that I have heard people raving about. She's very popular. She wrote the Shadow and Bone series, which I have not read. I watched the series, and I was pretty like tore up that they ended it. Like that was a good. Who watched that series? That was a good series. I can't believe they canceled it. Still mad at Netflix over there. Not mad enough to break up with Netflix, but still mad about it, okay? So this is a historical fantasy. It's set in the Spanish Golden Age. So we have, I think her name's like Cecilia. I don't know what her name is. Anyway, she's a scullery maid, right? And she's a scullery maid with special unique powers. Special unique powers that some high-ranking officials want to use and exploit so they can become powerful. So this sounds like there's gonna be a lot of intrigue in this. Like it's a fantasy, so you know, some suspense, some chilling moments even. Yeah. So if we get around to this, woohoo! We'll finally have read this. So yeah, I think that's been on my shelf since sometime last year. Look, we listen and we don't judge, okay? It'll get read when it get read, okay, baby? Okay. Seriously, okay. Be honest. In the comments, let me know what book is sitting on your what's the I'll phrase it. What's the longest? Hey, y'all can't figure out how to say it. What book has been on your shelf the longest and you haven't read it yet? Yeah. Your oldest unread book on your shelf. Let me know down in the comments. I want to know. Because I'm nosy. And we're friends. And I'm not judging. I just want to know. What's the book? How long has it been sitting on your shelf? We're friends. We can be honest with each other. Okay. Don't close it. Don't close it. Don't close it. Okay. Spin. It's kind of my jam now. 51. Okay. 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 So we're just kind of dancing around the 50s and whatnot. 51. I almost forgot the number that quick. 51. We're getting into like some of the newer books. Well, not necessarily newer, but Daughter and, okay. Look, I almost told you before I showed you. 51. So this is another fiction. Okay. Maybe fate is trying to tell me something. That I need to be reading more fiction. All right. Daughter in Exile by B.C. Daughter in Exile by B.C. Adjepon. That's what I'm rolling with. If I got your name wrong, sis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so this is fiction, and I got this. I think I picked this up from Book Outlet. And at this point, I don't remember what it's about. So let me do a quick little rundown, little preview. This is long, I ain't gonna read all this. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is a historical fiction. So our main character is from Ghana, and she's got a great job, great life, and then she meets this American Marine. A Marine! Yeah! And she uproots her life to, you know, go be with her man in America. So we're gonna see what it's like for an immigrant, you know, from an African country. What it's like for an immigrant in America in the 90s. And the adversity that she's going to have to overcome, you know, going from, you know, top of the world in her home country to, you know, bottom of the heap in America. So, yeah, as an undocumented immigrant in the 1990s America. This ought to be a very good read. All right. Next. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, three more. Tell me something good. Hey. All right, 58. Yo. Another one in the 50s. Oh my God. Y'all. The series play Ain't No Way by Aretha Franklin. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. If I read this book, there is no way I'm reading anything else. Y'all, this book, I think someone said, I have not personally looked at the page count, but I feel like somebody said this book is like 1,000 pages, and maybe they're exaggerating. Oathbound by Tracy Deonn. This is book 3 in the Legendborn cycle. This came out this year, y'all. I said that The Familiar was thick, baby. If the familiar is thick, then baby, Oathbound is super size, plus size, baby. Oathbound is thick. Okay, let me get these together. Okay, so this is book 3. There's not a whole lot to tell you because this is book 3 if you have not read the series. So what I will say, the series as a whole, if you don't know anything about it, the series follows our main character, Brianna Matthews, and it is, let's say, King Arthur retelling, okay, with our main star being this black girl right here, okay? So get into it if you have not. Just be forewarned that the books get progressively bigger with each book. Let's do a page count. Let's check the page count without giving anything away. And I feel like somebody said that there's going to be 4 books in this series. I don't think she's done. Look. Maybe I was lying to myself. I was like 1,000 pages. It's 642. I'm trying not to like read, because maybe is that a preview to the next book, or is that a part of this book? Oh, I do appreciate that she puts like the bloodlines and stuff, because like I said, this is a King Arthur retelling, and you know, there's a lot of characters who are like descendants from, you know, the original Knights of the Round Table. So yeah, that helps. Yeah, so almost 700 pages. Baby, if I were to read this, this would be the probably the only thing that I would read. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna leave it on we're gonna leave it on there because this is what the random wheel picked. But just know that I am not likely to consume that book in November. I mean, maybe I could start it. Catch me in February when I finish it, but baby, ain't no way I'm gonna finish it. Okay, we're up to 8, so we need 2 more. Has anybody, like, who has read book 3? Don't spoil nothing for me. Don't be that kind of friend. Do not spoil it for me. Just raise your hand if you've already read book 3. That's it. Don't tell me nothing. Don't be like my daughter, like, oh, let me just tell you this one thing. No. You keep your lips sealed. Okay? Alright, alright, get back to it. That man called and distracted me. Okay, oh no. Alright, cool. Spin. Look at all these ads. Yo, quit trying to catch me. Quit trying to catch me slipping. Alright, what we got? Tell me. 16. Okay, now we're getting into some of the older books. 16. Some of the books that I've had for a while. These are not alphabet. I'm redoing this one. Honestly, you guys, I'm never gonna read this book, and I still have it on my shelf. I think because eventually I want to get enough books that I can like do a little free little library haul and get rid of this. I know I'm not gonna read this book, so I'm not gonna have it take up space on the cart. This is my video. I can do it. I'm not even gonna tell you what the book is. I don't want to read it. I'm pretty sure I've said it in a past video, like, I don't want to read this. I don't know why. Don't even ask me why I bought it originally. I don't know. But it's gone anyway. It's already been removed as an option. I'm sorry, I don't want to read it. I'm not reading it. I mean, what am I apologizing? It's my video. I just said that. I don't need to apologize. Where'd my music go? Oh no, there's not doing anymore. Oh, they try to play me. Okay, 44. Now we can say,
woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo!
All right, 44. I have faith that this is a better choice. Y'all, I have picked this book up so many times. I have to read this. I literally have to read this. I read the book, Shalita. Read the damn book. The Blueprint by Rae Giana. By Rae Giana Rashad. Look, I'm just renaming her, cutting stuff off. Y'all, this book sounds so wild, and I've been wanting to read it. I have put it on my TBR so many times. Like, legit, I need to read it. I need to stop playing games. So this is, I think this is like historical fantasy, historical fiction, something along those lines. So our main character is Celine. It's like this. It's like a dystopian fantasy. Yeah, it's really wild. The premise. Okay, look, because I remember wanting to read it so bad, but because I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to screw it up. Okay, so it says it's in the vein of Octavia E. Butler and Margaret Atwood. So y'all know what kind of books they write, you know. Octavia E. Butler, Parable of the Sower, Kindred, Margaret Atwood, Handmaid's Tale. So think about those books, think about those authors. This is kind of what we're rolling with. So it says, in the vein of Octavia E. Butler and Margaret Atwood, a harrowing novel set in an alternate United States, a world of injustice and bondage in which a young black woman becomes the concubine of a powerful white government official and must face the dangerous consequences. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm not even gonna read the synopsis. Does that not sound good? Does that not sound good? An alternative United States young black girl becomes a concubine to a white government official and gotta face the dangerous consequences. This sounds good. I gotta make this a priority because Fate has been telling me to read this book several times and I have not listened. So that's gonna have to be a priority. Yes. Yes. Okay, what are we up? Is that 9? I think it's 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. One more. Here we go. One more for the road. Let's see. I don't know what happened to the music. I am deeply upset by this. Like, I was gonna cut off my celebration music. What is that? What is that? 89. This is, oh my gosh, this is literally one of the newer books that I got. This is literally second to the last. So I should have a roundabout idea about what this is. Oh my God. I just got goosebumps too. This is gonna make me, y'all, I'm gonna be down so bad if I read this. I'm going to cry so bad reading this. I'm gonna ugly cry. I got a lot of fiction. I have a lot of fiction. I think Fate and the Lord are telling me that I need some introspection. I need to be in my feelings or something. Because I don't have not one romance. Y'all might do one more. I might do one. It's my party. I can cry if I want to. I might do one more pick just to see if I can get a romance. And if I can't, then yeah, because I don't have any romance on. I don't have any romance on here. Okay. River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. Y'all, this book is going to wreck me. So, like I said, this is a historical fiction. This is about a woman who's like all her children are like sold into slavery and separate. Like she's a slave, her children are slaves, and they're all sold off and sent to different parts of the world or whatever. And she runs away. She sets out on this mission to find her babies. And I just want to cry just saying it. Like, I cannot imagine being a mother during those times. I cannot imagine the heartbreak that these mothers and these fathers had to go through. And I'm not even saying, we say had to go through. Did they really have to go through that? No, they didn't have to. They were put in those situations. But anyway, that's not here nor there. Whew. This is gonna be heartbreaking, and I'm here for it. y'all won't cry on camera with me? Yeah, send Kleenex. I'm gonna add Kleenex to my Amazon wish list. Y'all send me some Kleenex. All right, but as I said, yeah, I need one more pick. I need a romance, especially with all this fiction on here. Like, some of this sounds pretty some of this sounds downright heartbreaking. Yeah. So, we have we might do like a little reading vlog, like a Mother Man. We have quite a few. I cannot talk today. We have quite a few books on this cart right now that deal with, motherhood. And, all right. Give me one more pick. If this is not a romance, then I'm done. I'm just going to stick with what I have on the cart. If this is romance, I'm taking the book off and replacing it with romance. I'll give you one guess what book that is. Just not this month. It's not going to happen.
6.5 hours later.
Okay. Finally, we have romance. Okay. This one's like literally, I have no idea what this book is even about. This was the book that I pre-ordered for the book signing that I was supposed to go to. So this is The Huntsman by Nima Simone. This is a mafia romance. So we're in for a good time. But it sounds like there's gonna be some action and it's romance. So finally. All right, so let's read. Let's run it down. Like I said, I have no idea what this book is about. I was just like, hey, ooh, black author coming to town. Let's buy the book and support. All right, so it says, 9 years ago, my aunt took everything from me. Damn, bitch. My world, my throne, my mother. I've bided my time since then, serving under her in the Mwajai crime family. But she's crossed another line. She put a price on my head. God, sending the legendary assassin, the huntsman, Malachi Bowden, after me. The huntsman's never failed a contract before, but I know everything there is to know about him. It's finally time for me to take my revenge and finish the war my aunt started. The huntsman might be my death, but Malachi Bowden, he's my weakness. Welcome to the Hunted Kingdom. Okay. This aunt needs to be put in her place, first of all. Yeah, this sounds good. This kind of crunchy. I don't know why it sounds so crunchy. That's a little disturbing. Okay, so we got our romance. We finally got our romance. Finally. And this is this is just a little over 300 pages. So not bad. Yeah. Oh, look, I just flipped this part. It says, I want to kill her. I need to kill her. Okay, buddy. Hurt me. Or don't. Or don't. Okay, so, yeah. Honestly, I feel like this is just, maybe this is a dedicate the whole month to just this one book. Like February. Read nothing but this book that month. I don't know. It's just so much that I don't think I'm prepared for this big book right now. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait on this just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. This is not an end of the year book. This is not something you tackle at the end of the year. Okay? It's just not. So we're gonna put you back, baby. I'm sorry. Mommy's sorry. Okay. All right, y'all. That is it. I mean, I felt like I was fighting for my life trying to find a romance. Like, literally, me in the wheel, me in the spinning wheel, we were not locked in at all. All right, so we got our books for November. We got them. we got our picks for November. Joe, we did it. So let's see. All right. Ugh. All right. So yeah, I definitely have. I have not read anything from any of these authors, so I feel like I am in for a very good time. I am in for a very good time. All right, let me get them all. Get it together. We got a lot of crybaby books on here. We got some fantasy that also might make us cry. And we got some romance in it. So, yeah. I don't even know where to start. I mean, November starts Saturday. I don't know where to start in these. But I know. All right. Well, that's it. That's all that I have for you guys. Have you read any of these? Let me know down in the comments. What do you think I should start with? I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a little taste test. Like read a little bit of, like maybe read the first chapter of each book. Ooh. Maybe I could do that. That could be a video. I'll read the first chapter of a few of these to see which book I want to like really dive into. All right. That's all that I have for you today. If you've read any of these, let me know down in the comments. If you think there's a diamond in this stack that I really need to start with, let me know down in the comments. Oh, weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. All right. Guys, I'm a little hyper, and I don't know why, because I don't have any caffeine in my system. All right, let me know what you're reading this month. Let me know down in the comments. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. And until the next one, friends, bye.